So, I owe the Honkai Star Rail team an apology. And most importantly, I owe a certain item an apology. The self-modeling resin. I have to give it to them. The Honkai Star Rail team outbrained me, and I have to apologize to the self-modeling resin. So, I made a video some time ago where I said that the self-modeling resin is not as good as many people thought. I even called it a semi-scam in my title. After that, the Honkai Star Rail team, I don't think they saw my video, despite the fact it kinda blew up, so thank you. But they did fix the problem with the self-modeling resin. So the problem I had with the self-modeling resin was that despite the fact you can choose the main stat for any piece of relic in the game, you cannot choose the substats. So, despite the fact we do not still have as I suggested, and as I saw the community kinda wants that too, but since we do not have a main stat changer or a substats modifier or whatever, they did something cool as well, because despite the fact we cannot choose the substats, but only the main stat is still pretty good in some characters. As I said, it's mostly support characters, so it's going to be like ERR hopes for support characters, or speed boots for characters that may not want crit stats. So like you can craft a speed boot for your dot character, you may want a speed boot for your support character. But what they did was still very good. They increased the amount of self-modeling resin we get in the game. So not only at the fairly high amount of feathers, we get one every basically month. So if you do not have the selfless honor and you cannot get this one, you may as well get it one for free in any case, even if you are free to play and you do not have a pass of any sort. And also, what they did is give them out more in the events. We had some events that even gave us 2 self-modeling resins. It's been mostly very big events, so you may need to play for I'm dying, for a bit more, but that's what video games are about. You play video games, you don't just say, what are we gonna do? Look at Chelus face and just, yeah, Chelus, he's so cute. Nobody calls this guy cute. Come on, guys. Give my man a break. I understand Estelle is the canon main character, but even the Star Rail team changes up a bit, so come on. Apart from that, they gave us a lot of self-modeling resin. I still have 4, and I did use a couple of them. So Props to the Honkai Star Rail team, because that was just insane. I do have one pull. I will just do it while I record. So, what they did, never lucky. What they did is kinda fixing the problem in their own way. Instead of giving us a main stat modifier, substat modifier, whatever, they just increased our probabilities of getting good substats with the self-modeling resin. Because obviously, if you have more shots to fire, one of them is still gonna hit the spot, correct? So, by giving us more self-modeling resin, they inherently fixed the problem I had with the self-modeling resin. I should not record multiple videos at once, but whatever. Especially when you just had a throat age, but that's okay. As I noticed some months ago, we did not have many self-modeling resins to actually use them, and the fear of using it in a certain piece without getting the substats we needed and get scammed was pretty fear-mongering thought we all had, and possibly some of us may have not used any self-modeling resin. What's changed is the number of resins we get. So now I am personally more willing to spend my self-modeling resin to craft a piece, even for characters that may need a crit piece with some good substats. I crafted this one. It may not be perfect. It rolled too much speed. Defense, I'm sorry. I wish it rolled speed instead of defense. But it did roll quite the crit damage. It did roll quite well. So, overall, I'm more personally willing to use self-modeling resins this way. I crafted a couple of pieces. I crafted this one. This one may not be good, but that's because my luck with relics fucking sucks. But it's better than nothing. I do have this. So I did some crafting. Not too many, because I still suggest, despite the fixing the problem with the resins, I'd still suggest to spend a bit more time and Trailblaze power to farm the pieces in the more classical way. But if you are at the very end of the build, because that's what the self-modeling resin is for at the end of the day, whatever character you are building, you're gonna use it to close the build and never think of it again until new stuff eventually drops, maybe a new support set or whatever. But now we have more self-modeling resins. We know that we'll get way more frequently. So we do not have any more fear of using that item. And now that item is very good. I probably have seen in repetition during this video, but that's not much to say. I already exposed many of my problems with the self-modeling tracing in my previous video. I can just say everything is good now. Is way more usable, way less occasional, you can say, because I know that the events we'll get in the future will give more self-modeling resins. Heck, we even get some just for playing the new simulated universe updates, and we get a lot of these. Like, simulated universes getting as many updates as Memory of Chaos and Pure Fiction. So we do get a lot of stuff for free. Like, these are a lot. We also get a lot of free relic remains that we can use with the resin. So every time they give us a self-modeling resin, they may are gifting to us a free relic for any character. So the Honkai Star Rail team has fixed the problem with the self-modeling resin. We do still need other items to make the relic farming as more quality of life proof as possible, because I already starting to see a lot of people complaining about relic farming. I personally do not have too many problems with it, especially because I can do the relic remains, and I can just craft the same piece over and over. This is just a better system than the strongbox in Genshin Impact. And I don't have a problem with the strongbox in Genshin Impact as well. I would just say that the problem with the self-modeling resin is gone. I do still want the items that allow you to choose more stuff for your relic. We do all expect more quality of life for relics, but in my modest opinion, I don't feel like needing them right now. We do already have a lot of them. We do have a lot of ways we can make exp. We can choose whether make relic remains or relic XP. We can choose. We can have better filters. Choose what discard, what not. So I think that relic farming is fine right now. Any quality of life upgrade is welcome, but I feel like we are in a good spot. We solved the self-modeling resin problem. We solved the relic remain problem, which I gotta say, I did not like it at the start because you need 10 relics to make one. But since they give us a lot of stuff to make relics, I'm just for free, just playing the game. I just feel we are in a good spot right now. So yeah, these are my thoughts. This is my follow-up video to my last video about the self-modeling resin. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. My voice is gone.